Gold is considered a safe haven asset. That means it's considered low risk and is expected to at least hold its value, so investors flock to it in a risk-off environment. Historically, this has happened when inflation heats up. This is pretty clear when you look at gold prices in the 1970s. Add inflation, and you can see a clear correlation. As inflation went up in the early 1970s, gold prices followed. The same thing happened again in the early 1980s, with inflation spiking to a whopping 15%. Gold prices shot up as well. This shows that investors saw gold as a hedge against inflation, and this has long been the general wisdom. But things don't look quite the same today. In recent years, gold prices have been moving more or less independently of inflation. This chart shows us gold prices and inflation since the early 1990s. As you can see, they don't seem to follow each other. For example, gold prices rose steadily from 2002 until 2012, while inflation went on its own turbulent up and down trajectory. More recently, we can see that there was no spike in gold prices during the post-pandemic inflation wave as you might expect for an inflation hedge. So what's going on? Why is gold rallying if the reason isn't inflation? Well, let's take inflation off the chart and add another line that gold does follow. This is the US debt-to-GDP ratio. It's a measure of how debt burdened the US government is and its ability to manage the balance it owes. A higher debt-to-GDP ratio is a red flag because it means the government is struggling to pay off debts. And in the US, it currently sits at 124%. That means US debt is 1.2 times larger than the entire US economy. As you can see, the price of gold shows a pretty close correlation to this ratio over the past few decades. Why? The answer lies in US Treasuries. Both gold and US Treasury bills are considered safe haven financial assets. So investors flock to both of these assets when they have low appetite for risk. But as US government debt has accumulated and surpassed GDP, Treasuries are no longer considered quite as safe, because trust in the government's ability to pay off the debt has deteriorated. So investors are shifting more towards gold as a go-to safe haven asset instead.